Yo, what it do, y'all? You know what it is, man. It's the voice of the culture. And today, man, I'm back in the hush, you know what I'm saying? And if you need to get fresh, come to 50 East Palisade Avenue, man, and get right. Like, get right. Summer's here, spring is here. We got a lot of fly up and coming new artists that just keep bringing more and more creativity to the hush life. So if you're in the West New York area, you know what to do. Pull up with us, man. But without further ado, I'm sitting next to a brother that's inspiring a whole culture right now. And not just a culture of knuckleheads, but a culture of young black leaders. And just to be able to sit down and talk with this brother, man, is inspiring me. It's been a long time coming. Without further ado, I'm gonna let him introduce himself and what he does, and we're gonna dive into this episode. Welcome to the Roundtable, King.
I appreciate that, absolutely. So my name is Justin Osuji. I'm an author and a speaker. So I speak specifically to school population, students, student athletes, things of that nature. And then I organize community-based events, pop-up shop, fashion shows. And I just use the events to teach young men business and just a variety of things as it pertains to self-development, character development, mindset development. And yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yo, I gotta ask you, man, first and foremost, thank you for stepping into the building with me, man, and being patient. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I knew from the first time that we had our conversation, it was something special about what you was doing.
Yeah.
Because of the passion in your tone.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I admire about brothers, man. When you can, that's why I say sometimes it's good to talk to people first.
Yeah.
Because you can talk to somebody and can tell if they're passionate or they just doing something just to be doing it.
Yeah.
And I knew you was very passionate about it. And that was something that I love, because to sit down with other individuals that's passionate, it gives you the opportunity to just absorb what they're doing.
Yeah.
So let's really start with your career, man. You're a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
Football, was it correct? I just want to be correct.
Football for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and where you from?
Yeah. So I'm from Essex County.
Okay.
Essex County, New Jersey. Grew up in Maplewood, South Orange, moved to West Orange, graduated from West Orange High School, and graduated from West Orange High School, played football at West Orange High School, went on to play Division I football on scholarship, inside linebacker at a Wagner College in Staten Island, New York.
Okay. Okay, I lived down in Staten Island.
Yeah, go Seahawks. Go Seahawks.
What year was this?
I graduated from Wagner College in 2018.
Okay.
With my MBA.
That's congratulations.
I appreciate
Another
that, boss.
successful black individual just doing his thing. Yo, let's talk about the early stages of your career, because you know football athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did you start playing young, or did you kind of got into the game late?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started, actually before I played football, I actually played basketball. I've been around sports my whole life.
I could tell you.
Yeah. Athletics was really kind of what kept me out of all of the nonsense of the world. So I've been around sports my whole life, but football more specifically, I really started taking football very seriously when I got into high school, my freshman year.
Okay.
I was a basketball player. I was a hooper. I played my whole life. Man, I didn't end up being 6'5".
Right.
So I was like, man, hoop dreams is dead. But I could play football. I was always aggressive and angry. So my coaches would be like, yeah, bro, like you should come out on the football team and do that. So I came out and it just came naturally to me. So I've been playing sports for forever, but more specifically football, I really picked it up and got real deep into it my freshman year of high school.
And let me ask you this. You said something about your coaches, and you even said it.
Yeah.
You was a little angry.
Yeah.
Was it just life, just growing up? Because as kids, I don't really think we be angry sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think we just don't understand.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I just grew up rough. Like I grew up.
It's cool.
I grew up rough. I'm from a two-parent household, but my parents are Nigerian immigrants. So I'm one of strict as hell.
That's,
oh my God.
Woo.
Oh my God. I'm one of 6 siblings. I'm one of 6.
Oh man.
So my mom and dad, growing up, they worked so hard. So they just weren't really ever around. Not to their detriment, but they weren't around because they had to provide.
Provide for the family.
Yeah, so I really tell people all the time, like I really raised myself and my siblings. My siblings raised me. I kind of feel like my older sisters were my parents. So
what child are you in that?
I'm 4th. I'm the 4th of 6.
Okay.
So I never really had the expectation of being the oldest, but I never also had the leeway of being the middle child or being the youngest. So sometimes when you like that middle child, you kind of are the forgotten child. Like sometimes you feel like because you're the middle of the pack, it's like you kind of play the back. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like that growing up. So I just got in a lot of trouble growing up because my parents weren't really around. I was the knucklehead, the black sheep of my family, fighting, getting suspended, not because I was a bad kid. I just didn't have my parents around.
Just didn't understand.
I just didn't understand. So just misunderstood. You know, sometimes young men are very misunderstood. They feel unseen, unheard. That just was my story. And, you know, it made me angry. And I say angry because at that time, I just really also didn't know how to process my emotions. I didn't really know what I was feeling. So, you know, I channeled that anger, that aggression, that rage on the football field. It was an outlet for me.
You know, it's funny because I heard someone else say that about the middle child situation. Like they kind of get lost in the family.
Sure, definitely.
And I wouldn't know that because I come as just me and my sister. I'm the baby.
Yeah.
So she was the second mom.
Yeah.
And it was more like I went through my sister to go through my parents, if that makes sense, because I was the black sheep.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you know, I would have never, and I'm glad, let me back up. Let me say it the correct way. First of all, I would have never known that about you.
Yeah.
Because of how much I watch you motivate, teach, inspire, uplift.
Yeah.
You look like this just been your passion your whole life.
Yeah.
But to hear the backstory to say, hey, at one point I was angry.
Yeah.
I think that's good for what you're doing because a lot of these kids are angry. So you understand them completely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And especially, let's be clear, coming from immigrant parents that working to provide in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of really, I'm gonna say this respectfully, are the chosen one to lead these kids in Essex County or any county that you may go to.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, okay, now we playing football in high school, man.
Yeah.
Is your mind, I'm going to the league.
Yeah,
Is your mind at that state?
For sure. I think every young person in some capacity, or most young people, they have league dreams. It's like, I'm going to the league not just because I want to play football, but because that's my ticket. That's my out. And this is what society tells me is the way to go. You know what I mean? I see people, what is pushed at me, what the idea of what success looks like for a black or a brown boy. It's either I'm a basketball player, I'm a rapper, I'm a football player. It's those extremes. It's either that or it's the other extreme, like, oh, you got to be a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. So oftentimes, I'm going to go be a basketball player, football player, because that's what everybody else is saying, and it's M's over there, so I'm going to chase that. So,
and is that the easy way to go? Because, you know, sometimes we don't want to deal with the hard work.
Absolutely.
We rather deal with the physical work
Absolutely.
than the table work, which is the education.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's like it's develop the body versus develop the mind. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's easy to develop the body when you're out there with your bros, you're having a good time. You don't got to really do too much of the other stuff, all that work. I'd rather just develop my body. So yeah, I absolutely have league dreams. I think in some capacity though, almost every young man in that stage does have league dreams because they see that that's the ticket. We're trying to align with what success looks like, right? And I know for me, that really was the ticket, was because so many people told me I would fail. I wanted to prove them wrong. I'm like, man, I'm gonna prove them. I'm gonna prove to them I'm not a failure. And my idea of what success looked like at the time was that. So yeah, I was chasing it.
That's real, you know what I'm saying? But what the point of the matter is, you also got your education.
Absolutely.
So you also knew that side of the table too.
Absolutely. Shout out to my parents for that. I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm about to say. That's instilled. Like, no matter what you're going to do, you're going to get an education here.
Shout out to my parents.
You know what I mean? And shout out to them for installing that, because that has to be done. Like now, we have to keep telling our kids. Like, my daughter just graduated high school. Honestly, the next day I said to her, so what's the next plan?
Right.
Like, I'm that father. I don't want to waste no time.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, Dad, I just graduated. And okay, but we need to have a plan.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need to I don't want you to get comfortable.
For sure.
In what society may have a plan for you.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you went to Wagner. Was that your only offer, or was that closer to home?
Man, you going, yeah. So I played at Wagner College, but leading into my senior year, I had a variety of other Division I offers. I had Villanova, Stony Brook, New Hampshire, a bunch of schools. But my senior year, crazy enough, every offer that I got, I lost it because of my grades. Because I was smart in the classroom. I had a good head on my shoulders mentally, but I was lost. Like, I was still lost. Like,
I respect that you being honest about it.
I was still outside doing the foolishness. Like, not really doing my homework, really just like, man, I'm going D1, I'm not worried about any of this. And it took me losing all of those offers to realize, nah, this is for real. Like they really will not let you come to school. So I had an official visit set up for New Hampshire University. I'm not gonna say the coach's name. The day before I was supposed to go on a visit, coach called me and was like, yeah, I'm sorry, we gotta take the offer back because your grades won't let you get into the program. So Wagner College actually was the very last school to offer me a scholarship. They offered me a scholarship, I want to say like 10 days or 2 weeks before signing day. And I went on the visit and I told the head coach at the time, I was like, yo, if you will guarantee that you will not take this offer, I will sign that paper right now. Because I was scared. I was like, man, like I had all these offers. I was a big time recruit and everything fell through my fingers. So it was a wake up moment for me for sure. That really honestly sparked a transformational process going off to school.
Yo, it's funny because my son went through that. He didn't realize that. And I didn't realize that as a parent.
Yeah.
We just thought he's nice, he's hot. The wave is gonna, you gotta kind of really be that, excuse my language, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
For them to say, okay, we gonna let that pass. So that, and he said that in his episode that we talked about, so it's not good, but it's good to hear in a sense somebody else had to go through the same transition so these kids can really understand. Don't think
Yeah.
that it's just, yo, it can be taken.
For sure.
And for you personally, that had to be a little like, that had to hit the low of the low at that point in your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So one thing my parents did do for me that was very positive. My parents told me, if you don't get a scholarship, you going to county college. So like in Essex County, it's like, all right, nobody wants to go to Essex County. And there's no football teams. They're like, yo, Justin, if you don't get a scholarship, bro, you're not going to school. So I had to get a scholarship. In my mind, I was like, man, I have to get a scholarship if I want to go play. And when all that stuff started happening, it just was like, yo, what am I do? Like, what is the next play? What is the next move? My whole mind, I was like, all right, I'm good. I know what I'm doing after school. You feel me?
The play is set.
Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know what the next play is after I graduate. I'm good. But when everything kind of started to slip, you start to realize, man, I really don't got to figure it out. Like, now I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? So I was more scared, on full transparency, I was more scared and lost than I was like low. I was like scrambling, like, man, what am I going to do to make the next play?
Yo, that's that. You know what's so dope about that is that I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, when we release this, that who's watching this, the youth, because I know your youth is definitely going to watch this. It gives them an opportunity to really understand, yo, ain't nothing guaranteed till you get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And you could have dealt with it in a very different way. You could have said, fuck this shit. I'm going to go the other route.
Absolutely.
Which is sometimes the easy route for us.
Yeah.
Especially growing up out there we grew up at.
Yeah.
The world out there is, we already know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for you to say, fuck it, I'm going to take the gamble on Wagner. It's not the biggest, it's not the greatest, but you know what? It's putting me on that field.
Absolutely.
I commend you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, too, like, God was really good with how he did that, too, because I feel like had I gone to one of the other bigger schools that would have offered me a scholarship, I would have been lost in the sauce. I think I really needed a smaller environment, a smaller school, a place that would allow me to buckle down and really be like, all right, you're really, because Wagner is a very out the way campus. It's a private college. It's a smaller university. There's not really a lot going on. I really needed that to stay out the loop, to stay out the mix, and really get clear on like, all right, bro, like who are you going to become on this campus? So I think God was very intentional with how he positioned it and allowed me to go through those things to get to where he wanted me to be at.
That goes back to my next question, the pivot.
Yeah.
You learned to pivot because there's really nothing going on in Staten Island.
At all.
It's not a college town. Let's be clear. Staten Island is not I lived out there, brother.
At
for
all.
3 years.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was on the ferry every day, just trying to get back to the other side of Manhattan. I used to take the ferry just to come to Inglewood.
Absolutely.
Just to hang out with my friends, so I get it. But like you said, God works the way he works, because if you wouldn't have been in Wagner, you wouldn't have been the man you are today.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that the culture understands that. And I need the culture to really understand what I'm about to say now. Don't question it. Be grateful for it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I got a brother who's finally, things are working out for him and his family. And he was like, yo, it should have been happening. I said, nah, it's happening now.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to happen now. And when you have that understanding with Christ, because I know you do,
Absolutely.
it gives you the sense of peace. It's like, okay, I'm on the path I need to be in.
For sure.
You may not see the path then, but like you said, right now, today, you understood that.
For sure.
You
Definitely.
graduated. Congratulations again. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see that, man. A smile on your face to be able to give that insight to these other young brothers that may not even think they could make it that far.
Yeah.
What was the plan after college, man? And
Yeah.
let the culture know you graduated with what?
I did my undergraduate in biology, and then I did a master's in business administration, concentration in management. So I gamed the system. I'm gonna be honest.
Let's talk about
I
it.
gamed the system at Wagner because when you go to college, you can redshirt and get a 5th year of eligibility, get another year, another scholarship. So, man, that experience at high school scared me so bad. I was like, yo, you got to turn your life around. Like, you got to really turn up. Stop being a knucklehead. Stop getting in trouble. Stop fighting. Stop doing all that stuff and really buckle down. So when I went to school, I was laser focused, locked in. I was a straight A student on campus. Straight A student on campus. I did not come home. Like,
I was going to ask you that. Did you come
I
home?
did not come home.
Why not?
Because I would be at school in the summers. I'd be taking summer classes. I was taking summer classes to graduate early. So I graduated college in 3 years. I was focused.
Shit.
I graduated college in 3 years, and that gave me the eligibility to do my MBA. So they paid for my undergraduate and my MBA. But I had a plan. Like, I was intentional. Like, all right, if I get this degree early, I started to work the credits. Like, I think around like my junior year, I was like, I'm ahead in credits. I'm gonna graduate early. I can jump straight into this master's in business administration, and if I do it right, I can finish out of here with 2 degrees. So I gained it. So that's what I did. Yeah,
It's crazy. We see you had a plan.
I had a plan for sure.
Now, something we talked about off camera
Right.
about being that athlete and things don't go the way. You don't have a plan.
Yeah.
You kind of use the opposite on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know it's crazy because I was the opposite, but you know, sometimes when you're maneuvering like that, especially in those places, like, you know, people will be like, "Oh, you're a weirdo. You a nerd. You always in the library, or you always or you be out the way. You don't want to go turn up." Yeah, bro, I'm out the way because I'm working right now. You're gonna see in 5 years, but I'm working right now. I dealt with a lot of that on campus too. Like even some of my friends, they'd be like, "Yo, why do you study so much? Or why do you do this?" Or because I just was so laser focused. They couldn't understand it at the time.
And they didn't understand that story either, though.
At
what
all.
you went through with college.
At all.
They didn't understand the backstory from starting at home to what happened, because I'm quite sure you didn't share that with everybody.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't even know the story behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you did it.
Yeah.
And I'm guaranteed a lot of them cats that said you was bugging, that you was weird, are not even close to where they need to be at today.
That's fact.
And it's nothing against them. You just chose the path. And let me ask you this. During that time, being called weird out the way, did you become closer with God?
Yeah. In truth,
Because I know your religion started at home.
yeah, I would say during that time, truthfully, no. I don't think I
Okay.
really found a really deep relationship with Christ. Then I think, in all honesty,
Even though he was navigating it.
yeah, he was that. So Romans 8:28 says, "All things work together for the good of God who loves you, for the good of those who all good things work. All good things work for those called according to the." Just all things work together for the good of those who love God.
Come on,
All
man.
things work together for the good of those who love God, called according to His purpose.
Right.
God was working in that situation, but I don't think I had the wherewithal to see the intentionality, right? So I wasn't drawn. And truthfully, I was a little bit resentful to some of my friends. Like, I would just be ducked off to myself, out the way. I'd be like, all right, man, I'm gonna let them do what they do, and I'm gonna be over here just in my own world. So like, I wasn't the outcast, but I kind of was the outcast a little bit. And it just kind of drew me a little bit deeper into myself, pushed me deeper into my studies, because I knew I had a reason as to why I was doing it. I was getting the results. I was getting the good grades. Like, I was getting honor, or I was getting, but you know, it was lonely. I just felt lonely for real.
Well, you know what? Some people say, I've always said this. Loneliness can be a drug. Mm-hmm. It could be a good drug or a bad drug. It's what you put into it. I found myself, when I was incarcerated, I did a year in the hole. That was the most darkest point of my life, because I was in that whole I'm on 23-hour lockdown. But you know what? Instead of using that time to crash out, my parents were sending me literature, books, conversations with God. I'm in the room talking to myself, having full-blown conversations, but I'm also doing a lot of writing from the books that I was reading, that my parents sent me. So that alone time allowed me to become the me time. The me time installed to me to be a better me. I come home, my mother showed me those letters and those notes that I wrote 20 years later. She said, yo, this is what you was doing during that time. It's kind of like what you was doing. I'm ducked off, but I'm ducked off in a different situation because of different. But I'm using that time to duck off and move with a purpose.
For sure.
Like you did. Yeah. I'm moving with a purpose. So now you get to that point, you act where you need to be. Graduation is here.
Yeah.
What's just next move? What's the plan?
Word. Yeah.
We going into corporate America. What we doing?
Man, that's what it was. At that time, it was corporate America. So
football's gone.
Football has ended. So I didn't even. Football ended. I didn't do a pro day or anything. I was like, man, I'm about to just jump into my career. I got an opportunity to go work with Amazon as an operational manager. I'm leading a major. It was a big opportunity for me at the time. I was leading a shift of like 1,000 people, supply chains and logistics. And at that point, I was like, man, I made it. I'm cool. Like, I'm good. I was an upper level manager.
Young too.
Real young. Leading people way older than me.
Right.
And I kind of felt like it threw me in the fire. Like, all right, you're going to be this leader, leading these people, and you have all these fancy degrees. But it was a wake up call too, because it was like, okay, we're not just going to do the stuff that we do in the classroom anymore. Like, this is actually the real world, right? We're jumping into the real world. We're really going to do this. So I jumped into that. I did that for a year. And then, man, I'm going to be honest, I got tired of it. I was like, man, I'm not called to this. Like, I think there's more. Because my real plan in my household, my parents were like, yo, you're going to be a doctor. Like, that's why I did my undergraduate in biology. Like, you're going to go be a doctor. So the whole time I was doing I was a manager at Amazon, I was studying for my MCAT, which is the medical school examination test. I did that for a year, and then I actually went back to school, to Wake Forest School of Medicine in North Carolina at Wake Forest, and got into a program doing a master's in biomedical science, getting ready to start medical school.
How long you was down there for?
I was in North Carolina for a year.
Okay.
So I was supposed to start medical school after finishing the master's in biomedical science, but I stopped that completely because I got to a place where I just was like, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for my parents?
You had to figure out what was what's for Justin.
Absolutely. I was like, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for my parents? Is this what I'm called to, or am I just chasing vanity? Like, am I chasing the things of like money and status and title? Like, do I even actually want to do this stuff? And I had to be honest with myself. I didn't. Like, I had to get real with the fact that it was either I was going to figure out what I truly wanted to do, or I was going to do what I wanted other people to do. But if I was going to do what other people wanted me to do, all of my dreams were going to die. And I was like, man, I got to a place where I was like, man, I'm just not willing to let that happen, man.
That's right.
I had to let all that stuff go. I had to disappoint a lot of people. That, I think, is one of the hardest things. When you start to choose yourself, when you start to choose what you know you're called to, with it comes disappointing a lot of people that have a perspective or an image of you. And you got to let that perspective and image die. And you just got to be comfortable with it. You got to be comfortable what comes with it. A lot of persecution comes on the back end, but when you get to where you know you're supposed to get to, where God has for you, it don't even matter. Stop tripping.
Yo, it goes back to what I kind of just said, though, about being lonely.
Absolutely.
You'd have been doing something for everybody else, but you'd have been lonely in that space.
For sure.
Because you're not doing what you know you really want to be doing.
Yeah.
That's why I say you got to understand your loneliness.
Yeah.
And I learned that just in time. You know what I mean? Like, as I got older, I realized, yo, I don't got to go out every day. I'm cool with going out once a month.
Fact.
And if I don't go out it's every other, like, I've gained to, and now I'm just ducked off. I'm to myself, yo, bro, I'm cool. It's growth. And sometimes we'll be so young that we don't even know who we are, so we don't know if we're growing or we just following the in crowd.
That's a fact right there. That's it right there for real. And I think, like, that's like at the foundation of most of the stuff that I do. It's like, do you really know who you are? Like, do you know why you're doing that stuff? Like, do you know why you're choosing that path? And I know for me, for a very long time, I'd say probably the first 25 years of my life.
Wow.
Maybe first 25 years of my life. It's like, you're doing all this stuff, but you never questioned anything. It's like, all right, even the people that love you, like, they have good intention for you, but is that your purpose? Like, were you actually called to that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does that actually bring forward like your special gifts, your skills, and your talents? You know what I mean? Like, are you using those things, or are you just doing this thing that's gonna make you feel safe and comfortable, but
you're not really comfortable?
Yeah.
You comfortable in a successful way, but you're not
But you're
comfortable
not
in a
comfortable
peaceful
internally.
way.
Yeah. So I'll say, yeah, for me, for like the first 25 years of my life, I could honestly say I was just living other people's dreams, just doing what other people told me to do, identifying what their ideas of what success looked like, and really not even doing the work to get clear on what success actually looks like to me, just adopting their belief. But, you know, like I said, you go through those things. It's Romans 8:28. I quoted it wrong before. It's all things work together for the good of those who love God, those called according to his purpose. And it's like you go through some of those experiences, some of those dark times of trials and tribulations, some of the confusion, so you can figure out your actual path where Christ is actually leading you to. So, yeah.
Yo, bro, I gotta say this. It's funny that we get so caught up in pleasing. I
Absolutely.
read a. I gotta read this. I gotta read this. It's perfect for this situation.
Word.
It's something I read every day, and I found it, and it's called people pleasing.
Yes. It's a spirit of people,
It
please.
says stop making decisions based on what other people will think about you. When you're walking in God, you're not going to be like because you make decisions opposite of people think is right. Focus on pleasing God.
That's it right there.
I read that every day
That's it right there.
because I was that.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to do I kind of just was caught up.
Yeah.
Just didn't even understand what I really truly, even where I'm going.
Yeah.
Forget what I want to do. Where am I going?
Right.
But on the outside, to those that don't know what you're dealing with, they're like, yo, Josh, you doing your thing, bro.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? See the illusion? The outside is, yo, bro, come on.
You the one.
You graduated.
Yeah.
You're this. You're going to, you're this. You're young. You're leading. But you in the corner like they go, that lonely space like, nah, this shit ain't really where I'm at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what age was it for you to start saying, hold up, I'm going to do just those way?
Word. Yeah. I say it probably really like the thoughts, it really started at like 23, but I say I really jumped fully into like, man, I'm gonna do what I want to do for real.
When was the full leap?
Like the full leap probably was like 25. I say like around 25, 24, 25, like when I left school. I left school at 24. I left school at 24. I finished my master's in biomedical science. I was like, man, I'm gonna come back to Jersey and I'm gonna figure out what I really want to do.
Did you go back home to moms and them?
I did go back home to moms and them for a little minute. I went home back home to moms and it was hell. It was hell because it was like, yo, you was doing so good. Like now you was just in North Carolina, like had a space out there, just doing this and that. You was headed to medical school, but now you back home, like back in Jersey, like what you got going on? And it was chaos. But it was a season where I had to be in the fire for a little bit. Like, you know what? This is what God wants. Like, I got to be in the fire. Like, this is a part of it.
So at that time, your relationship with God was you and him locked in.
Yeah, man, this story kind of crazy. So at that time, the Lord, I think God is calling me, but truthfully, I came back home and I was like, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm not even gonna do what God wants. I'm gonna do what I desire. I'm not even gonna really consider God because I have all this outside noise. I'm still learning how to navigate. Right now, I'm like learning to reject everybody else's opinion and perspective of me, but that noise is still coming. That noise is coming heavy, so I'm feeling that heat. And after a while, I'm starting to do all these other things. Like I'm trying these business ventures. I'm trying these business ideas. I'm trying to do all this stuff. And I'm seeing success, but then I'm seeing failure. I'm learning to see success, but then I'm seeing losses at the same time. So it's not coming fast enough for me. And, you know, my family's looking at me like, so you left school for this? Like, you feel me? Like, you left school for this?
This is what we doing?
You feel me? You crazy? Like, you had a short path. You left school for this? And it got to a point, I remember this vividly, it got to a point where one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to be successful by the world standard. Like, go get this chicken, like, you know, just start jumping back into the foolishness. So I think there was a period where it was like the Lord was calling me, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do what I got to do.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
I've been in that period. I know that period.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do and what I got to do because all this heat is coming and I need to make it right now. Like I'm trying to skip the process.
Cheated.
So I think when I came home, I was really doing me. Like I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was like, man, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm gonna do whatever pleases Justin, and not consider really anybody else. So I'd say that probably was like for like maybe 2 years, like like really being 2-3 years.
So I would say, personally, it was somewhat of a detour.
Absolutely. That's the best way to put it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the best way to put it, yeah.
Yo, I was talking to my father last week when I went to spend some time with him. And he said something to me that I never thought about. He said, yo, listen, man, I'd rather go on a detour sometimes than to go to the exact route.
Facts.
And I didn't understand that. At first I said, what do you mean? He's like, yo, sometimes, man, you see things on a detour you wasn't going to see on that regular route.
For sure.
And that detour is going to allow you, when you get to where you going, he said, like, you got down here, yo, when you got here, he was like, I made it here.
Yeah.
That, and you say that because the detour was like, damn, am I going to really get there?
Yeah.
But in that detour, the learning experience from the detour, the things that you saw was like, wow, I didn't know this was over here.
Yeah.
So now you picking up new things.
Absolutely.
He said, but the beauty of the detour, you got to be able to receive it.
Absolutely. Man, that's good.
And I think a lot of us don't want to receive the
Father
detour.
got game, man.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm listening, I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? You're right.
Yeah.
Because I kind of been, I know, I've been the detour. I understand. He's like, yo, son, he told me, say, listen, man, believe it or not, you've been on a detour.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So you do your detour, you're still figuring out, you're growing, you're maturing, but now you finally find that place.
Yeah.
You start to really dive into yourself.
Yeah.
Your mind is, what made you say, yo, I'm gonna talk to these kids though?
Yeah, that's good. So it's crazy because when I came back from school, I had started a program called What's the Next Move at West Orange High School.
Dope.
It was a program focused on helping student athletes transition from high school to college. So in some capacity, I had been doing that work from when I was already from the time I was in college. I always had a heart for it. So when I was in college, I was a part of the Black and Latino Male Initiative. We would go to high school campuses, speak to students.
So you was already involved.
Yeah, I had always been in the mix. That had always been in me.
Okay.
That had always been like a draw for me. Like I had always had a desire for youth. I had always had a desire for the development of young men. I had been doing it my whole life. But I just feel like, truthfully, I was playing two sides at that time. It's like, okay, like you're doing all this mentorship and you're a positive role model, so on and so forth, cool. But then at the same time, when I came home, I'm still doing all that, but then I'm also doing foolishness too.
Being ignorant.
And being ignorant, and being dumb, being outside, doing all that stuff. It all fully came together because in truth, I had got myself into some situations I could not get myself out of by myself. And it was like, all right, God, if you help me out of these situations, if you help me out of this,
never doing this again.
I will give all of this up and I'll follow you. And I'll follow. And the Lord answered. Like God answered and got me out of certain situations. I gave my life to Christ. And then from then on, I just found my purpose in walking with God. I tell people, once you submit to Jesus and walk with the Lord, God will give you a purpose. Like we have a creator. All creators, because we have a creator, the creator creates creation, and creator creates creation with purpose. If you want to find your purpose, you go to the creator. I found my purpose. And I realized that all of the experiences that I had doing the foolishness growing up, there was a purpose behind it. So I'm relatable, not just, he said all of this. No, I really lived everything. Everything you're talking about, I lived it too. So when I speak to you about it, it's not just I'm speaking to you as like I'm trying to give you the right answers. You can feel my spirit. Like I'm not just speaking like somebody who didn't do all of that stuff already. Nah, right. Bro, I know where that comes from. And I know God was intentional about that. So like, it's not just I'm sympathizing with you. I'm empathizing with you, bro. Like I understand your experience. I understand your struggle. And I'm going to hold my hands out to speak to you about it. And not just be a positive role model, but also help guide you down another path. I don't really tell a lot of young people like, you gotta do this. Nah, bro, it's not you gotta do this. It's like, what is actually for you? How do we help you get to what God has for you, your specific path, your specific call, whatever it is that the Lord has for you to do. So I would say I went through all of those detours and I really figured it out when I really just submitted to Jesus. Like, all right. And Jesus was clear, like, yo, I'll let you go through all that so you can get here.
But also, he said, yo, I'll let you do it your way.
Facts.
And that's what he does, though. Believe, bro, I'm a firm believer. Mm-hmm. He allows you. That's why we all prodigal sons. Mm-hmm. He allows you. That's the beauty of the relationship with God. And I don't need people to understand that. back in the day, people beat you down. Yo, you gotta do it. And that's what takes people away.
Yeah.
And I'm respect the fact that you able to tell these kids, what are you going to do or what can you do? Do you know your purpose? Because when you start beating them in the head, yo, I'm not going back to see Just. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that Jesus talk.
Yeah.
But when you come to him where, yo, bro, what we doing?
Right.
It's like, damn.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even we go through that as adults. So I admire the fact that you didn't come with the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You came with the hard hat.
Right.
It was a difference.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you made those kids feel safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I also admire the fact that you are willing to tell these kids, listen, I know what you're dealing with. Stop it.
Yeah.
When a kid knows that and feels that from somebody, yo, they listen.
Facts. Yeah.
Because I'm a father. I don't know if you got any kids.
Not yet.
But it's certain things I
told.
told.
I got kids. I ain't gonna lie. They be
yo, come on, man. You got kids. You're the surrogate dad. Because I saw you yesterday. You putting them in the truck. You running down on them. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know. But that's what love do.
Yeah.
That's what passion does.
Yeah.
And that's what leading in the Word of God does.
Yeah.
Yo, I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I gotta help these kids because what you're giving them, man. When they go home, brother, they realize, damn, justice, because everybody's home ain't.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Everybody home ain't a safe space, bro.
For sure.
So what you doing for these kids, putting them in that truck, driving them here, driving them there, you're giving them a safe space, bro.
Yeah.
And I want to commend you for that.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? I admire you for that. And you're not doing it for clout. You're not doing it just say, yo, this is what I'm doing. You're not doing it to look good. You're doing it because that's who you are. And I need people to understand this brother right here is giving these kids life. Not game. Life. You know what I'm saying? What made you dive into the book? How many years of the book? Let's talk about the book. Bring the book out. Just come on, baby. What we doing, man? From athlete to purpose, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Nah, that's hard. Yeah.
Define the purpose, man. Define your purpose beyond the game, man.
Yeah, man.
How many years is this in the making, man? When did this, let's talk about it. Let's get into the book, baby.
So that book, honestly, I sat down at the end of 2024. I moved out to Houston, and man, for about a year, man, I really just was like, just sitting still, sat down, and God put it on my heart one day.
In Houston.
In Houston, yeah. Since still, I wrote the book, like
in Houston.
In Houston, I sat down
with all the bullshit that's going on in the buffoonery.
Yeah, I sat down and just dumped out the way. I mean, and I wrote that book. It took me maybe I want to say like 5 months to write the book, then another 2 months to edit it. But I held on to it for a little second. So it took me about a full year to put that book together from start to finish, and. Yeah, here we have it, from athlete to purpose, man. The idea behind it, though, was like I had all these experiences, like I said. I ran this program. I was running all these programs in New Jersey. I ran this program at West Orange High School called What's the Next Move, and I had these relationships I've been doing it with for a couple of years. Shout out to my bros, Jair, McDerby, Jared, Shaq, Jimmy. Shout out all of them. They started that program with me. So we had all these experiences.
You still in contact with those brothers?
Oh, that's family. We locked in forever. Those are my guys. Yeah.
I need y'all on the round table.
Oh yeah, those are
Let's
all
sit down together and talk about that.
Yeah.
Journey.
Shout out all of those guys. Those are all phenomenal brothers. Those are my best friends. Some of my best friends. Like, yeah, we are all locked in. I'm like, what? I'll text them in my group chat right now. But yeah, we're gonna be locked in forever. But we started this program together because we all had a desire to just give back to our community, give back to the next generation of young leaders, give back to the next generation of student athletes. So we put it together, and something incredible happened. When it first started, it was like people didn't really see the value in it. But we stuck around, like we fought it out. I'm gonna be honest, in the beginning, the first year, I was like, they ain't really feeling us, like, man, all right, whatever. But they was like, nah, let's keep going, Just. And it started gaining traction and picking up. Now it's a staple at the school. And we just opened up to the kids about, like, what you're gonna experience in that transition. It's called What's the Next Move, because it really was like, that was my life. Like, what was the next move when I got out of high school?
That's what we talked about.
So we just really talk about the staples of transitioning from high school to college, being a student athlete, finding financial literacy, all that stuff. But something crazy happened a couple of years back. West Orange played East Orange High School in a championship game. and East Orange beat West Orange High School on West Orange's field. And I'm not gonna say the young man's name, but one of the students, he got done, and we was consoling him because we've been there. You know, you get to the end of the season, and now you're getting ready to transition. You like high school football's over. We're like, yo, bro, it's gonna be okay, little bro, it's gonna be all right, cool. And the young man takes his helmet, he slams his helmet. He's like, nah, Just, you don't understand. This game is all I got. I'm nothing without this game. And that hit me because I was like, man, that's an issue. That's the issue right there. You think you're nothing without the game, but you got all this talent, these gifts and these skills that you can leverage to figure out what else you could do. And that was the start, that was the foundation of it. That was the seed that was planted that made me be like, I'm gonna write this book. Because in some capacity, I dealt with it. A variety of other student athletes deal with it. We get done playing the game and we really just don't know who we are. We don't really know how to leverage our skills and our gifts. And how do we figure out those things that made us great on the field or the school or the court or whatever? How do we figure out how to take those same characteristics and thrust them into the world? So I brought about the book, man.
It's funny that you say that because so many brothers that I talk to and that have went through just that.
Yeah.
Even my own son, he told me that, and I didn't even know that. He didn't tell me that till we had an interview.
Yeah.
Till we did an episode.
That's real.
I'm like, damn, I didn't even know he was dealing with it. Yo, it's kind of like, yo, you just go into this shell, cocoon, because everybody's like, yo, what's up? When you going back? What's up?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know what's going on. It's like, your pride won't say it's over.
Yeah.
Your heart, then you go and hide, and then you start to duck. And so it's crazy that this book is so important. This book needs to be in every high school in America.
Facts. That's word.
And it needs to be given to every athlete. It needs to be before the season is over. These kids need to read this. I don't care what sport you play, football, soccer, baseball, wrestling, because from athlete to purpose, define your purpose beyond the game.
Yeah.
You just said it. Yo, this is all I got.
Right.
No, you don't. You have a lot more. You just don't know.
Facts. Yeah.
And for you and your crew to say, yo, we got to keep the hamster going in the wheel, because if we stop, these kids are just going to really think that's all we got.
Yeah.
Here you are today, mentorship, more programs. Like, you got these kids at these construction sites, you're taking them to these buildings where it's like, yo, listen, we don't have to just deal with like, why is it so important for y'all to just cover all the grounds, man?
Yeah. So I look at it like this, because like I said, I think the biggest thing is you gotta just open up the palette for somebody so that they don't know what they don't know, right?
Say that again.
Yeah, they don't know what they don't know. So it's like you have to expose them to everything. And like I said, unfortunately, oftentimes we are living in extremes. It's either football player, basketball player, rapper on one extreme. And this is what everybody's looking at. These are what all the young boys are looking at. All right, we're going to do this. Or it's like, all right, well, success is doctor, lawyer, engineer. Okay, we're going to look at this other extreme. But we force these young people to look at these two extremes, and we forget about everything that is in the middle. But that 85% that's in the middle, that's where most of them actually lie. And if you can get them to leverage their skills and their gifts and their talents, and then just focus on that in the middle, they'll find purpose. So the goal really is just to bring exposure. I don't even got to know how to do all this stuff. I just got to figure out, like, all right, little bro, like, what do you like to do? What do you want to do? Like, what are you passionate about? Or what are you skilled at? Like, what do you have a natural desire to do? Like, when you sit by yourself, what are the things that you think about? Okay, we can pair it with X, Y, and Z. So by taking them to these slew of things and connecting them with these resources in the community, they get an opportunity to be like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I do like construction. Yeah, one of my big bros is a developer. Let me take you to bro and give him an opportunity to show you what his day entails. Okay, oh, my other big bro owns this restaurant. Let me take you to this restaurant so you can see what that world looks like. You know what I mean? Oh, this dude is he's an agent. He's a real estate agent. Or this dude is a sports agent. Or this dude is X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is. Let's just open up the palette to give them the opportunity to choose. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm just giving them the opportunity to see and choose. And that's what's really important, because then that's what brings about hope. Because it's not just, oh, I got to be this or this. No, bro, you have all these opportunities in front of you. And I'm going to provide the resources to connect you to those spaces.
So let me ask you this. with the state of sports, with this money that they throwing around at our kids.
Boy, oh, I ain't gonna lie, it's a little different. I might have had to jump back and throw them pads back on.
That's what I'm saying. How do you tell a kid?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you know such and such has got an NI deal.
Yeah.
And this high school kid got picked up. You know what I mean? Like, how do you? You know what I mean? How do you tell? Because now we dangling it. The money's always been there. But now it's yo.
Take that bag, like
they shoving the bag on you.
Nah, they are.
And these kids, I want to keep this out. And these kids are seeing that from the inner city.
Yeah.
Because it's all on social media and they following everybody.
For sure.
It's like, do I really want to go over here and sit with Justin them? Or do I want to get this NIL money?
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And then the parents, let's be clear. Listen, son.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I come from my parents wasn't into that sports. Okay, that's cool. It's get an education, get a career.
Yeah.
But some of these parents is, boy, you the one.
You the one, right?
You the ticket to save every generation.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, how you and your crew navigate?
Yeah. So I'd never tell little bro, yo, go get the bag, bro. Go. If they throwing that bag, because they are throwing that bag to some kids for sure.
Go deep, go short, go long, having short passes.
But the reality though, go get the bag if you can get the bag.
Okay, I like that.
Everybody cannot get the bag.
Everybody's not gonna get the bag.
And we have to be. I'm not crushing anybody's dreams or telling anybody to be a realist or so on and so forth, but
you have to tell them to be a realist.
No, for sure. Let me rephrase that. Yeah,
right.
That's what I meant to say. I am telling people to be a realist because they're not throwing that bag at just anybody. You got to be somebody worthy of getting that bag. But if you are worthy of getting that bag, bro, go get the bag. But now, see, here's the difference, though. What I'm going to tell you is when you get that bag, make sure you have people around you that are going to sustain that bag. It's not just go get the bag and like, I'm going to go buy a Hellcat and this chain and this. No, bro, that's generational wealth. You can leverage that bag to go and do a bunch of other things.
You to tell the camera that.
Come on. You can leverage the bag to go and do a bunch of other different, and that's the missing link. It's like, all right, we about to throw X, Y, and Z amount to bro. And this is actually one, shout out Jair. This is actually one of my close friends. He got a, student athletes, we used to get, they're getting paid way more now, but we was getting paid. I didn't get paid, but some kids did get paid. If you were smart, you would have saved that money and done something with it, or even just put it in a savings account.
But they don't know. See, this goes back to not knowing and not having the education of what you need to do with the money.
For sure, yeah.
And let's be clear, some of these kids been struggling.
Absolutely.
Mom's been struggling for a while.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I just got $100K.
Right.
In my name.
Facts. Yeah.
Mom's calling.
Yeah.
John, the rent. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. You know what I mean? Because
absolutely,
and I don't want to put it on white, black, but I must be honest. What I am seeing now is more of us brothers. We got our fathers in the building with us now. That's a lot of that going on.
For sure.
We not coming from situation where moms and dads got generational wealth money.
Right.
Moms and dad might month to month money.
For sure. Yeah.
And it's like, yo, here you guys come with this great message, but it's like, yo, when you not around, moms is calling.
For sure.
Car broke down, I need groceries. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like with what you guys are doing is like, you got to bring the family in a little bit.
Nah, that's real.
You got your mom. I know you might be a little older than me, but just sit down with the team.
Yeah, that's real.
We got outlet and we got sources to keep. So we ain't never got to worry about going back because, yo, we seen it a million times.
Nah, 100%. 100%. It's tough, too, because especially when you're dealing with kids, it's a lot of red tape, especially with schools. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of...
Shit, it's black tape, it's blue tape, masking tape.
But I think that is like a next step of like, now that I run my own business, so figuring out ways to connect with the community or figuring out ways to cultivate programs or figuring out ways to cultivate or tap into some of the resources that are available to dive deeper into those conversations or to cultivate spaces where we can get that education or we can not only just get that education, but then also make actionable plans and steps to attack some of those issues.
Right.
So it's tough for schools, especially. It definitely is tough for schools when you're dealing with schools that have criteria, budgets, things that you just can't. You literally just can't say certain things in schools. But I think it just all comes.
I think with the fact that your relationship with Christ leads you where you need to be led.
For sure.
And it allow you to be able to do what you need to do to make the imprint, to make the movement.
Yeah.
Because you got some engagements coming up, some speaking engagements I saw you doing.
I do.
Let's talk about that too, brother. What you got coming up, man?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So a couple of things, man. I have a really big event, the Gathering Ground. That is a big pop-up shop fashion show, community-based event that we organized.
Where's it at?
It's at Center Court in Montclair, New Jersey, August 29th, 1 to 6 p.m. The link is in my bio on Instagram. The link is in my Young Boys bios.
They need to know your Instagram name.
Yeah, Justin.Osuji _ So that's going to be a phenomenal time. It's going to be vendors, people there. Anything you could think of is going to be in the space. It's sponsored by LA Fitness. We are working with a variety of community sponsors. It's just a dope time to bring the community together and just do something positive and shine a positive light on everything we're doing with the youth. As it pertains to like speaking engagements, I'm booking out this fall in schools, really in Jersey, Houston, really all around the country. So
you traveling with it?
Yeah, I'm traveling with it.
That's
for sure.
What's up. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm traveling with it. Any school, principal, assistant principal, guidance counselor, nonprofit, so on and so forth, that are looking for speakers, I'm around. I'm available. You can reach out to me. I have a website in my bio, Justin.Osuji _ and yeah, that's what.
And it's not just for high schools; it's for colleges too.
Absolutely.
And it's not just for college or high schools; it's for churches too.
Absolutely.
Let's get in. You know what I mean? I want some of these churches to start involving our outside. Just because we may not be members of the church, we are a church. We're here. We all in the body of Christ. You know what I mean? So I need everybody to start tapping and reaching out, because it's always good to hear certain things from people you don't know. Because I get so tired of hearing the normal of, such and such from the neighborhood. I want to go out. We need to get our kids outside of our neighborhood and start interacting with other brothers that's doing things to join a bigger community. So with these speaking engagements, man, listen, man, nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
Nothing but the blessings. Continue to keep God first. Continue to keep living out your fulfillment in Christ. And continue to keep walking by faith, man. I play a word game, man, with my guests. And my word game, I'm gonna give you 3 words, man. One word is family.
Family.
What does family mean to you?
What does family mean to me? That's crazy.
And there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Family, loyalty, and trust. Loyalty and trust. Family is loyalty and trust. And I think, at least for me, like, people think family is blood. I don't think family, but I got real brothers that were not born from the same mother and father to me, that I have loyalty and trust. I could leave $100 million right now and know if I went away for 5 years that it would still be there if I trusted with some of those people that I really consider my brothers. But loyalty and trust. Who do you have around you that is loyal and trustworthy and has your best interest at heart with everything? So yeah, that's when I think about family, I think about that. Your
community.
Community. I think about I say the people, man. Like the community. The community is everything. It's everything. It's give and take, right? It's give and take, but it's always give first. Lead with giving, and I think that's really the biggest issue with the community. A lot of times, what I see with people is always take. What can I have? What can I gain for myself, as opposed to what can I give to build other people up? What can I give to build other environments up? So community is everything, but community also, for me, it always starts with the next generation. What can I give to the next generation to build up everything that's gonna come after me?
My last word, man. It's Christ.
Lord and Savior. Lord and Savior.
That was a dope answer, bro.
Lord and Savior, yeah. I'll say
You kind of just said it all, though. Lord and
That is
Savior is,
Lord and
I mean,
Savior.
you adding on, but you really don't have to add on to that. You know what I
I
mean?
gotta say this to the Kramer. If I had this, what's crazy? I had this conversation the other day with one of my little bros. A lot of times with mentorship, people see what they see on the cameras, but real mentorship happens off the cameras. It's the conversations that they don't see. It's the taking somebody home. It's the sitting at the table. It's the this and that. And one of my mentees, we were talking about Jesus, and I was like, "Yo, we should go to church. I want you to come to church with me." But this is actually a young man of God. This is actually a young man of God, and it just made me to. It brought me to the recollection of sometimes you are positioned in certain people's lives because you're there to tell them about Jesus. You're there to tell them about the goodness of God. So I want to say, if you don't know Jesus, just me personally, I am a man of God. If you don't know Jesus, this is an invitation for you to get to know him, for you to get to know his sovereignty, for you to get to know his goodness, for you to receive him with open hands and to be made new in him. Yeah.
Yo, you know what the beautiful thing about that is, man? I had to tell somebody a while ago about this. I said, yo, it don't matter how cool you are, man. You're never too cool to come to Christ.
Amen. That's good.
Like, I've been a knucklehead my whole career, but I never once forgot about the man who got me here.
For sure.
And without me going through everything I went through, I wouldn't have made it without praying family, love and support, prayers. Like I posted something the other day. I said, yo, yesterday was 24 years ago. Yesterday, I was shot in the face right here in Inglewood.
Word.
And I said, yo, on the post, I said, but God had different plans for me. 2 years later, 2024, my son was born the same day that I got shot at the same time.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, that's just all Christ, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now he's living with me. He's been with me since he was 12.
Wow.
He's 22 yesterday. I say all that to say it's be the journey, bro. If it wasn't for Christ, bro, I wouldn't even be sitting here. Not because he saved me from that situation, but just it's all a part of the book.
For sure.
It's the chapters. I had to go through that. I had to experience that to share to them. Yo, listen, man, it don't matter what you're doing, but have that relationship and that rapport with him. You don't have to go to church every week, because church is within you.
We are the church.
Yeah, you can spread the word. You can listen to the word. The word is everywhere. But have that relationship with Christ. I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? Because you got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you are giving that message to these kids, because these kids don't always want to hear the Christ talk.
At all.
They want to hear Future.
Yeah.
They want to hear everybody. Drake. Man, you talking about that? Man, I ain't got, listen. Listen. All that's great, but this is the greatest thing you gonna ever be a part
Right.
of. This is the fraternity. This is the frat. This is the team. This is the court. This is the gatekeeper. This is the protector. This is the provider. This is the guider. This is your GPS.
Yeah.
Yo, it's everything, man. So I'm glad you are allowing that to be a part of your journey with these kids as well, man.
100%.
Yo, before we get out of here, man, I just gotta ask you something, man. 5 years from now, where you see yourself, King? Yourself and your brand.
That's good. That's real. 5 years from now, I just see myself doing everything I'm doing at scale. Like, I would love to be able to cultivate spaces where young people can come to, because my business is called A Letter to Manhood, could come to A Letter to Manhood and get real world experience for whatever it is that they so desire. So really connecting more with communities and giving access to those career paths, or like that are unconventional, right? So over here, just like I said, this dude's a developer, doing all of that stuff at scale. Speaking more, obviously, being on more stages, being in more schools, cultivating more programs, cultivating more facilitation groups, but doing it at scale, doing more mentorship. I would also say, like, all of the dope stuff that I give a lot of my young boys an opportunity to see are things that I personally want to do. So, like, shout out Benedict Garriott. That's one of my big brothers. He's a real estate developer in Newark. Like, I want to develop real estate. I envision that for myself. I just see a lot of serial entrepreneurship, doing everything that I'm doing at scale with the youth, but not only being able to speak to it, and show them with other people doing it, but me also being the person doing it and being able to like, nah, little bro, this is how you do it.
And
being
walk
in
them
the
through
drop.
that, and walk them through that door personally.
Yeah, like being able to actually have the key myself.
To unlock, to open up the door for them. Yo, man. Listen, another one, man. All I can say is I got the opportunity to sit next to a brother. Let's be clear. I don't even know my man. You know what I mean? And I say this to say because you don't have to always know somebody to be able to understand somebody.
For sure.
This is my brother.
Word.
I love him genuinely. I appreciate him. You know what I mean? We've talking off camera. He's called me up to check on me about my pops. On man to man. You didn't have to, brother. And from that day forward, I say, yo, this brother is special. You know what I mean? And I respect you and I thank you for that, man. Yo, just keep being great. My platform is your platform. I would love to have the opportunity to have you and your crew here.
Yeah.
We can all sit down, maybe go somewhere else and just set it up there and just sit down, let them share because it's like y'all Voltron, bro.
Yeah.
Each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? And yo, my man, you ain't got no fitness thing you working on, man? Cause you got these kids, man, working out like young savages,
Hey,
man.
I actually got a shout out. I'm gonna be honest, man. That's not even mine, to be honest. That's my bro, my man, my brother Jabril, and a gentleman named Coach Zah. Jabril and Coach Zah, they run a workout class.
Let them know
They
that.
run a workout class every Sunday at Coliseum Gym at 10 a.m. I just come. Those are my people. So I just come, work out, have a phenomenal time. But my young boys come in and it's an opportunity for me to get them right. Like, yo, you feel me? Like, this is the real, I tell them, this is the real world, bro. Like, if you're going to struggle in here, it's no different than struggling in the real world. So if you could conquer yourself in here, you're going to conquer yourself out there. I live by that. So pull up, Coliseum Gym, 10 a.m. every Sunday, and then we headed to church. But
Yo,
yeah.
Where at though? Where's the Coliseum Gym at?
Coliseum Gym, 525 Irvington Ave in Newark, New Jersey.
Right. Yo, let me ask you this though. How important is fitness for you?
Man, it's everything.
Okay.
Fitness is everything. If the mind is right, everything else. If the body is right, everything else follows. You have one temple. God gave us one body. He gave us one body. You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your health. You got to take care of your wellness. You only have one, so you got to make sure you're good. You got to stay on top of that. Fitness is everything. Fitness is everything, not just because you take care of your body. It's an opportunity to keep the mind sharp, just keep your spirit good. Like I train a lot, obviously, because I want my body to be right, but it also helps me with my mental, outlining my thoughts and just keeping my mind aligned.
Yo, man, you heard it first. You know what I mean? The voice of the culture, my man Just. Yo, let them know before we get out of here where they can find you. At your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, just please let them know before we get out of here.
Facebook is Justin Osuji.
And where can they get the book from?
Oh, yeah. Facebook is Justin Osuji. Instagram is justin.osuji, OSUJI_. My website is www.alettertomanhood.com. You can book me on there, and you can also find my first book, From Athlete to Purpose, Find an Identity Outside of Sports, on that website, and just tap in with me. YouTube. Justin Osuji, look me up, OSUJI. Check it out. There's going to be content coming on there.
Yo, you heard it first, man. Voice of the culture, the Hush Boutique, the Round Table. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. That's it.